Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today, Angus and I are going full vintage roadkill and taking my dad's 1976 442 that has been off the road for the majority of my life and prepping it for a 2,000-mile trip to Texas and back in only 4 days. Which is hard enough as it is, but someone might have went shopping on Summit and made it much more difficult for us by buying performance parts. Is this even possible? Are we gonna survive? I have no idea. There's only one way to find out. Let's get to it. Before we get started, let's bring you guys up to speed on a little bit of the context behind this car and why it's significant. When I was a little kid, my dad was my age and there was cars all over the property. We had very little money, so I never got to actually ride in them because they never ran, but they were there and they inspired me to love classic cars. However, when my brother was born, money became even tighter and Dad was forced to sell off anything still sitting around so we could pay the bills.
Well, Dad, there's the very last shot of your Edsel.
And that's how it stayed for the majority of my life. We had no old cars while I was growing up. However, when I joined the military and went off to college and became less of a financial burden on my parents, Dad found himself with a little bit of money and found this 442 on Craigslist. This was the first old car my family had had in probably 15 years. Since then, I've learned more and more about cars, and I've been telling Dad for years now that I was going to fix his 442 so he could drive it on the road reliably. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. Angus, are you ready for, once again, another week of torment?
Sure.
I think the Beastie Boys had a chorus about this. How's it go?
No sleep till Texas?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I do have a little good news, however. Supposedly this car still runs and drives. I think Dad pulled it in here under its own power, so let's see if I can find the keys and see if it comes to life. Check this out. This is my favorite part of this car. Swivel seats. Whee! I got nothing. Hopefully this isn't foreshadowing of any sort. Hopefully I don't have to use that clip non-ironically. Chevy side post, my favorite flavor of sadness. Well, as you can see, that right there is a 350 Oldsmobile. Dad has had the carburetor redone on this car professionally, so that should be all good to go. The fuel tank leaks. The master cylinder's been bad ever since we got it. All the brake lines and everything are old. The radiator hoses are old. When we're done, I want this to be something he can get in any day of any week, fire it up and drive it wherever he wants without ever having any doubts in his mind. That's pretty much our overall goal, and sub-goals below that is drive to Texas 1,000 miles and back. I mean, you gotta test it, right?
Yeah.
Let's go find a booster pack, see if this thing comes to life. Come on, little turd. It's only like 10 degrees, just fire up. On the trailer, head back to Ames, and get to work. Got a lot of shit to do. Bad news, the horn doesn't work. With that, we loaded the car onto the trailer, strapped it down, and headed to the shop, eager to get to work. Once there, we unloaded the car and decided to drive it 4 blocks to the car wash to clean things up and do a little test driving to see what might need fixed. Hang in there, little buddy. Really hope the fuel gauge doesn't work. It says severely empty. Oh my god, you feel that front tire?
Yes. It's very unhappy. It's wobbling us side to side.
Oh, we're just gonna creep. Oh good, a cop. Immediately. Run away. Running away. Do I just pull it up on the trailer? They'll never look for us there. Okay, we seem to have evaded the law. This was a terrible idea. You know what I just remembered? We have a pressure washer here. Let's just use that one. This is gonna be a very interesting trip. I'm just gonna say it now. Having made our great escape, we abandoned the car wash idea, put the 442 straight on the lift, and began to make a list. 4, 4, 2. Whee, look at that.
You're so good with numbers.
Okay, essentials. Tires. Yep.
Well, the tires are off. Brakes.
Brakes. I agree. Hoses.
Hey, does this thing need a fuel tank?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Supposedly. It works, but it leaks when it's all the way full. Rad hoses. Rad radiator. I got an aluminum. Then I'll just put performance parts. Cam.
swap. So we're stupid. I think we know we're gonna come to a conundrum when we do the radiator, because that would have to come out for a cam swap.
Well, that's why it all works out so well.
This is how we got here.
Actually, how we got here is these had nylon timing gears. And unfortunately, that nylon and the acidity and the oil don't mix well, and it turns hard and flakes and breaks apart. And then that, I've seen that leave people stranded. We're pushing the schedule so tight, we didn't want to goof around, so we thought, let's just put a new timing chain in it here in a heated shop instead of the side of the highway in Texas. If we're that far into it, we already have the radiator out and everything.
What's taking the intake off to do the cam?
Exactly. Things to make this car run and drive, things to make it cool, end goal, beer in Texas.
And if we have beers in Texas, this part won't matter anymore if we have enough.
That's true. Let's start at the top, car in the air, tires off, to the shop, start ripping the brakes apart. Ready, begin. Wow. No wonder it was so wiggly driving around.
This thing needs a haircut. Step 1, brakes.
Wow. Got a cracked shoe.
Cracked shoe.
Cracked shoe. Guaranteed that guy's junk.
Yep, wheel cylinders weepy a little bit.
All right, we got all the new parts. Let's knock this shit out.
With that, we set the work on the brakes. Angus stripped clean and replaced all the hardware and wheel cylinders on the rear axle, while I was busy up front removing everything from our discs, getting ready to replace it. With that done, I moved on to cutting off the rusted out exhaust so we could get better access to the brake lines to replace them.
Well, it was 1976, gas crisis and all that,
Yep.
Emissions. See that little catalytic converter? That's not original.
No, it's not.
Basically, imagine a sea turtle. It's about that size.
Yeah, that's how big they're supposed to be.
I've always called them just sea turtle cats.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this brake line definitely gonna be not good. This line was replaced because this one back here is the original one. This has been rubbing on a bolt head.
Oh, the seatbelt? Yeah, now it's got a hole worn in it. That fuel line has me a little concerned too. I can't believe it even works. Look at that thing. Oh. It just explodes, starts dumping gas. Okay, put that on the list.
Since this is Dad's car, I wanted it to be perfectly safe and reliable, so we decided to replace all the hoses and hard lines underneath the car.
How goes it, Angus?
I forgot how to use this tool. I did one and it looked like garbage and I went,
Are you sticking it in too far?
I don't know. I used the stop. What do you want from me?
This copper pipe, I'm sure you guys have all used it by now. It's pretty much the standard across the industry of what you can get at O'Reilly's and whatnot. This is awesome. You can get it way cheaper on Amazon. And there's a few that have good fittings and a few that have some shitty fittings. I have this one listed down below in the description. There's an affiliate link. Doesn't cost you guys anything extra, but we get a little kickback from it, so go check that out down below. Angus is using the Capri Tools brake line tool, which I absolutely love. That will also be listed down below in the description as an Amazon affiliate link. It's really easy to use.
Well,
unless
you're me.
Yeah. Alright, so this is what it's supposed to look like. This right here, I just used the tool that I'll have listed down in the description. That took me like 90 seconds. Probably the most beautiful flare you'll ever see in your life. This is the part where I forget to put the line nut on though.
Oh, fuck.
You did it, didn't you?
I did it.
It was literally seconds later. What is that line?
What is this? I bent it, it looked really nice, and then I took it off, and it became less than nice. It's gonna be nice. It's
Okay.
for your dad.
Alright. Our rear brake lines are on. Everything's wrapped up here. We got our new main line on. I've got the fronts all disconnected, ready to run those here. Throw shocks on this bad boy, pull the tank, and this is going, I'm not gonna say it. No. This is going terribly. It's awful. It's horrible. We'll never make it. Pizza time.
After supper, we dug out the induction heater to heat up the tank strap bolts and got ready to drop the fuel tank.
Cool. Nice.
It did.
Dad said the tank leaked when you filled it up all the way. I mean, it looks like a good tank. I don't know what's going on. If it was my car, I'd probably leave it. But it's Dad's.
That stopped us from doing so much butchery today already. It's insane.
Maybe we should have this mentality more often.
We have exactly zero regard for our own safety, but Dad's safety, yes. Because he'll yell at us.
Well, we're replacing it, aren't we?
Who put that there?
It's been a day.
friend, also screaming and also crying. When do I start crying? Now? Now seems like a good time.
Ah! Okay, we can't forget to put this wire on.
Sure we can. Watch this.
This looks totally fine to me. Let's flip it upside down.
Dad's full of shit.
With the tank out, Angus set to snapping off the old rusty shock hardware, and I got to work on bending up some front lines.
You got your shocks off, hanging the new KYBs up there.
Heck yeah.
These are pretty good shocks for an affordable like Rock Auto shock that's got a little more performance to it. The KYB gas adjust.
You gotta hold it like you just caught it like a fish.
Meanwhile, up front we have an exciting announcement. As you can see, the sexiest hand bent line ever made in the history of man has been installed, and it is the last of the hard lines on the car. The car has all new brake lines. It also has all new brake components on the rear. The drum's going to show up in the morning along with the rotors. We're just replacing them because those were pretty damn worn actually. This car's got some mileage on it.
Hardly shows.
No, not at all. Bedtime?
Oh yeah.
See you guys in the morning.
Delivery.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, folks. Welcome to day 2. As you can see, our fuel tank has arrived. We went and picked that up this morning from O'Reilly's, as well as drums, discs, and some new hardline fuel line that we get to bend up. With that being said, we're still 1,000 miles from Texas, and we only have 3 days left at this point, so let's get right to work. Ready? Begin. All right, it's been an hour. I have went through with the scrub brush, cleaned up everything above the tank, hit that with rust reformer, and then took a turbo can and just kind of blasted over the underside of the car to get a little bit of paint on that for a little primer on that for a little rust prevention, just to slow it down until Dad can redo the car someday. Angus is up here running a new hardline for the fuel line. That's always a lot of fun. Once that's in, we'll run a return as well. The drive shaft's out right now so that I can start on U-joints. I'd say we're about done with the other side of the car, but I think I already said that once. Yeah. We found a whole bunch more stuff.
Surprise.
With that, we put the camera down and got to work. While Angus finished up the fuel line, I worked on greasing our front bearings, installing the front rotors, and finishing up the front brakes. After that, we replaced the trans output seal and installed the new fuel tank.
Well, we knew it would happen. If I kept saying everything was going really well, something would not go so well. Angus is finishing up the last few things on the bottom of the car. I'm getting ready to do U-joints here in a minute. We have ourselves a little situation. The last Rock Auto box from our shipment is currently sitting at the UPS store in Ames, which is closed on Saturday and Sunday. The box got there apparently at 1:23 a.m. last night, and they are not going to have it to us until Monday the 4th. Which might not usually be the biggest deal, except for in that box is the most random assortment of items from the Rock Auto order, including the front left brake caliper, the brand new double roller timing chain, our entire engine gasket set, the hardware for the rear drums, which we already got that figured out, and the belts for the motor. All kind of crucial components, not only to go down the road, but to literally do the other half of this build. So at this point, for the rest of Saturday into Sunday, I guess, we're gonna get everything underneath the car done and then bring it down and rip everything out of the engine base, take our old cam out, put the new cam in, get all the gasket surfaces cleaned up, and then just kind of twiddle our thumbs until the gaskets and everything else arrive, slap it all together, get it done on the 4th, and get the heck out of here the next day. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Oh, this is gonna be close. It's always something. These U-joints don't particularly feel terrible or even look bad, but they are the plastic cast type where if you see these little nipples right here, these little nipples right here are a plastic injection where in the factory back in the day, they would put the U-joint in and then shoot melted plastic into there and that holds the cap on. That means that these are original U-joints. Like I said, they don't feel terrible, but if they go bad on our trip, it's gonna be a huge pain in the ass to change them because of this being the plastic cap type, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out quick. There you go. Let's get that to come out at least one side. You're good to go. I like to give it a little heat over here and see if it expands, but it usually doesn't push much out. I have seen these go off like a shot. They just go BAM! And they make a huge explosion noise and they shoot plastic, so don't be in line with this, I suppose. Fun little life hack. you guys are putting U-joints in, see, I got this one, the clips, the inside clips. Be very careful, make sure those are in. They always look like they're in, but they never frickin' are, and then you have a cap walk out and it vibrates. But I've got the clips in, and this is really hard to move. Take your hammer, strike the yoke. What that does is relaxes everything and centers it perfectly. Alright, keep going together. There we go. New U-joints on the drive shaft. How are things up here?
They've been worse. Putting in the last front shock, they were kind of a bear to get the old ones out, but we managed to figure it out.
Pain in the ass. Anybody's shocks suck.
To finish things out underneath the car, we replaced the idler arms, sway bar links, and greased everything on the steering.
That's it, sir. We are done underneath the car until we get headers on it. Let's drop this sucker down, rip the hood off, and start on the good stuff, the motor.
And then we'll go to Texas.
With the car on the ground, we popped the hood off for better access and then took a look to see exactly what was in our way. The answer was essentially everything.
There is the aforementioned reman carburetor. Does run pretty good, does need some adjustment yet. But down below that is what we're going for. Right in line with that water pump is the camshaft in the middle of the engine. And all of this stuff is in our way. Not to mention, we also have to get headers down in there somehow.
No sleep till Texas.
No sleep till Texas.
Looking forward to someday getting some sleep in Texas, we put the hammer down and stripped a bunch of components out of the engine bay.
Things are going well. Fuel pump is off. Power steering is off. AC is off. Carburetor's off. All the lines are off. Radiator's out. Condenser's coming out. Moving right along. We've got pretty much intake, valve covers, water pump timing cover, harmonic balancer, and distributor left.
I thought we were working on an Oldsmobile.
What? Yeah?
Well, this is a Oldsmobile.
Oh. What?
Why is that? Why?
The Oldsmobile.
Why? No sleep till the Oldsmobile.
Angus, this is a big moment right here. The header bolts. We can't break them.
Sure, we can't watch them.
No. I'm afraid if we break them, it's like pull motor bad. I don't love it.
I don't love it either. How did this happen? What's going on? I just want a normal clip of feeling successful. It's not that. We're not having that. That's not what's going on right now.
So as you may be able to tell, Angus is a little distressed. I can't blame him. That bolt is not removed. It's broken off. And what do we get? One out of each side so far?
Yeah.
There's no getting a welder in here. This is a dumbest damn design. We can't fix that damn bolt. We've already screwed ourselves there. 12 more bolts and this entire engine's out. Since the parts are late, we do have like a half of a day. We don't think we're going to be doing anything, so.
That might just work out absolutely in our favor. Sure would have been cool if they would have just come off, though.
20 minutes later, we had all the bolts out and the engine hoist in place, ready to pull the motor.
Yay! Alright, bring her on out of there. Does this seem familiar to you?
Feels like painfully familiar. We're so good at this now.
Pulling Oldsmobiles and working on Oldsmobiles.
Let's see, how many have you pulled this year? I was there for one.
I think I've only pulled 2 at the same time, the C10 episode.
True.
We've worked on 3 Cutlasses now. This is our 4th, actually. The C10, your jet boat, the 98. That's 7. Wait. That's more than I have fingers on one hand. Let's put it that way. I'm too tired to figure out if I counted that right.
I'm 3 tired to figure out if you counted that right.
Not at all something we were planning to do for this build, but yeah. Let's go to bed. Deal with this in the morning. No sleep till bedtime, which is right now. So let's go to sleep. Oh, good morning, folks. Today is December 3rd. We leave on the 5th to make it to Texas in time. Today we're starting things off by cleaning up the small block Oldsmobile. And then we're going to head back inside and start fighting all of the exhaust studs out. It's going to be a fun time. Hopefully by the end of today, this engine has a new cam in it and it's ready for gaskets when they get here tomorrow. And it is sitting back in the car and the exhaust is done. So that being said, let's get to work.
After another wonderful time with the pressure washer in the cold, we rolled the motor back inside and set to work on removing the exhaust hardware.
We've got 4 of the 5 out. This one's the only one that's left. How are things over here, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I've got 2 of them are loose, 1 of them's broken, so that leaves 2 left, plus a stud.
All right, let's keep moving forward.
Come on now.
Nice. Oh, dude, I broke that off perfect. Look how much you got left.
It's like at least 14 millimeters worth. That's not that much, actually.
Oh, that's looking promising.
Yep, get a little bit of rotation out of it. We're just gonna keep kind of slapping it along and slapping it back and work it all the way out, but we won't need to drill this blind hole.
Meanwhile, I'm drilling this unblind hole.
A little more time's gone by. Kevin is searching for a tap to potentially pull the remainder of the threads out of that one broken bolt on his side.
It's so close.
I managed to get the stud, well, what was left of the bolt out of my side, so this side of the block is completely clear. Went ahead and took our timing cover off, because this is the entire reason we were doing any of this, is this gear right here. This is the timing gear on the camshaft. The lining of the gear is actually made of a nylon-like material. I see a couple of cracks already in it, and we were concerned that this was going to disintegrate on our trip, throwing the cam out of timing, potentially catastrophically hurting the motor.
And plugging the oil pickup with nylon. I figured with the amount of miles that's on this motor, with the amount of miles that's on this motor, that this would have been gone already. And like I said, to survive this trip, we were coming in this far, and damn if we aren't just a couple steps further from swapping a cam in at this point. So that's why we called up Summit Racing, and they sponsored a bunch of parts that we have sitting right over here that we're going to be putting a cam intake and headers. For once, I got a cam that's going to sound pretty good. I'm excited.
What is that?
Was this the front main? It was just sitting right here.
Oh, geez, that was the front main, so that was a potential oil leak.
Yeah, the spring's still good.
Oh, that's good. We'll put that in the new seal. Oh, no, ow.
Wow, that thing's got some zip. Sorry. Oh, what is that? It's the elephant's foot from Chernobyl. Yummy.
With our appetites for barbecue ruined for the rest of the day, we set into cleaning up the engine and removing the old camshaft.
We used a little bit of gasoline and got this all cleaned up. It is a little fumy in here once again. That big pile of carbon here, most likely from an exhaust crossover leak, is gone. We got everything up here and on top cleaned out, and we flushed out anything in the pan. The reason I want to do that is because the cam lobes are splash oiled off the crank, and if we got all this crap flowing down into here and being splashed up onto a crank during a break-in, probably not going to be a good time. With the motor all cleaned up, it is time to dig through our box of goodies. Summit Racing came through once again and sent us a bunch of goodies. Big thanks to them. Now, starting things off, we have their very affordable, awesome aluminum radiator, an entire exhaust kit for a GM body. We've got an Oldsmobile 350 268H cam kit. This thing's gonna sound badass. I'm really excited for this. Summit Racing air filter, Edelbrock intake manifold, and a Summit Racing HEI. Oh, as well as a set of Hedman long tube headers. So all this combined on this car should wake it up a bit. And for a very affordable, simple bolt-on kit, this is gonna be a lot of fun in that Cutlass. It is already 3 o'clock today. We have a day and a half left to pull this off. Let's start things off by throwing that cam into the motor. Ready, begin. Still no gaskets here until tomorrow. This will be interesting.
With all that out of the way, it was finally time to lube up our comp cam's camshaft and put it into the block. Everything was going great right until I reached the last bearing and the camshaft suddenly refused to spin. Now, I'd never seen this before, but I knew someone who might have, so I called up Gene from our local machine shop.
A lot of times with these older engines, they'll get just kind of a gas and oil will break down and make kind of a varnish on the bearing.
Yep.
And when it does that, you know, it'll take up a lot of your cam bearing clearances. And once that happens, you can slide the old one out, but then you get a new cam that's on the large side of spec. You have to get the varnish out of there, basically, is what you have to do.
So Gene threw the cam back in because we took it out to inspect it, see if it was catching, and now it spins a lot easier.
It's still tight, but not as bad.
Yeah, we couldn't turn it.
It's just the bearings are just dirty more than anything. It's just a film of garbage that's stuck on it. So
That sounds good. Sounds like it'll run.
I mean, in hindsight, looking at that big pile of carbon that was in the valley, should we really be surprised that it's dirty?
No.
And once in a while, if you take like WD-40 or brake clean to them and clean up the journals on the camshaft itself, and you can get in there and clean the bearings, that's the biggest thing.
Okay. We
That'll
did
help
spray
a
it out
lot.
with brake clean, but I probably needed to hit something abrasive in there to
I got a flapper wheel out at work that we could bring out.
I was gonna say a flapper wheel.
You can see a lot of the gunk on the.
Oh yeah, look how dirty it is already.
So it's just, I think it's just dirt more than anything,
Yeah.
or just debris stuck in it. So.
Yeah, I mean the second time it went in already, it was vastly better. Backpedal a little bit here before we drop those lifters in. The varnish is going to be an issue there as well. Gene has this wonderful tiny little ball hone. So that and a little oil. Oh, you can see the difference in those.
Yeah, and then I have to just clean them up again. So.
Yeah, that'll make a big difference on those lifters. The biggest thing we're worried about is they need a little clearance so that they can rotate. And if any of them get stuck and just go up and down without the ability to rotate, it'll wipe that cam out pretty damn quick. So, well, a few attempts and some cleaning products later, and we've got ourselves a cam that feels fantastic. Gene, thank you very much.
No worries. Good luck to you.
All your help on a Sunday. Yeah, we're gonna need it. Hey, what are you doing the rest of the day? No,
Looks like I'm helping you guys.
Once all the lifters were in, we set our valve latch and dropped the engine back into the car. Next, it was time to start in the exciting adventure of fitting the long tube headers into place. Now, these headers were designed specifically for a 72 Cutlass, and they said they should fit a 76, but we found it was a little bit tight on the passenger side. Thankfully, this was nothing a hammer couldn't fix.
I've never been fortunate enough to have a ball and socket style set of headers, and these Headmans are freaking awesome because of that. Because look at this, I can come out of the header and go wherever the hell I want immediately. So thank you so much for sending us an awesome set there. The 76 looks to have the motor shifted over a little more than the earlier Cutlasses that these are made for, so we had to do a lot of massaging over here, but she's cleared. This is one of Summit Racing's self-branded exhaust kits, and honestly, I love what I'm seeing. These look excellent. Yeah, give her a test. How's she sound? Sounds good. I like it. It's a winner. Let's put it on. Well, that was easy.
Yeah, it's practically installed too.
Dude, this whole thing, it was all labeled and everything. It looks magnificent. The welds, everything, great quality. And the best part of all is this was $400. 2.5-inch aluminized full exhaust, pre-bent, ready to go in with the hangers and hardware for $400. Hell yes. Huge thank you, Summit Racing. All right, let's get it home.
Get in there, twat. There it went. I did it. I don't know what's Chris
Angus doesn't get touched a lot.
Anyway, somebody sent us this shirt. I've been wearing it under my jacket pretty much every time I'm on camera. And I always think, oh, I'll make a point to call it out. I never do. But here it is. I've had it for like a year. So whoever sent this, thank you. There's one that just says Angus, and there's cows.
I don't remember.
Which really does sum it up.
Ha! I see what you did there. Sum it up.
Oh, that's clever. Good job, me. I'm aesthetically challenged.
At this point, we were so tired we could hardly think to figure out the exhaust puzzle, so we decided to call it a night and start again the next morning.
Okay, so it's the 4th. We leave the 5th. Things that remain. The engine still has no anything on the front. It's still an open camshaft. No timing set, no gaskets, nothing. The exhaust is still hanging down. We got to finish all that. There's still no master cylinder. There's still no front left caliper. But we do have the box. The last box, the one that ironically contained one major component from each system, is finally here, and we can put this together. It's already 10:30 in the morning, so to pull this off, I'm calling in reinforcements. My buddy Tom is here to help Angus finish up the exhaust while I start working on everything on the front of the engine. Once again, let's get to it.
This is looking promising.
Oh, great. Oh, shit, you got one side mopped up.
Just about. A lot of zip ties, so don't start the car.
No, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think this thing will ever run again.
Oh, good. All
I
right,
share that sentiment a lot, actually.
let's get to it. Boom. What do you have?
The goods.
The goods.
License
Oh my
plates.
gosh, you have the OB 699.
Oh, wow.
Now we can be legal. Thank you, Pinky. Now get to work. You got to do all the engine timing set.
No.
Thanks.
Keep.
While Angus and Tom modified the exhaust to fit around the weird cross member this car had, I finally finished the brakes with the front left caliper and put the timing set into the engine.
With the exception of bleeding the brakes after the master's on, we are officially 100% done under the car. I got our timing cover on from below so I can make sure that gasket went in correct. Regasketed the pan where we had to split it. Fuel pump's on, headers are on, exhaust is on, all new brakes. She's looking good. Let's drop it and work on the motor.
With the car on the ground once again, I bled up the master cylinder while Tom installed the valve covers. Once the water pump was in place, we went ahead and dropped the new Edelbrock aluminum intake onto the motor.
Alright, damn, almost looks good in there now.
Shitting in the tall corn.
Next, we torqued down the intake to the appropriate values and then installed the aluminum radiator and distributor from Summit Racing. After filling the cooling system, we did one last check on the list, and it was finally time to fire this sucker up for the most stressful part of all, the 20-minute cam break-in.
Yeah. Oh, we got gas running out down here. We got gas to the pump already.
Is it not tight?
Must not be. I think I asked that once. And I was, oh yeah, it's oil.
It was that Minnesotan that was in here earlier that apparently is not here anymore.
With the fuel leak fixed, we tried it again just to find out we had an even bigger leak from the heater core valve.
Wow, that's spring cooling out of an area we can't fix.
Wow, that was a lot of coolant right in your face.
It's leaking.
All right, back in a sec. We got that leak fixed. Let's see what the next fluid that comes out is.
Despite fixing the heater valve, we apparently still had a coolant leak somewhere as there was a ton of smoke coming off the headers. Regardless, we decided to push on and commit to the cam break-in. Eventually the smoke stopped, and for the time being it seemed like the leak had fixed itself. For the next 20 minutes we kept a close eye on the engine's vitals and continuously varied the RPMs.
Good evening, Pound Smoke. Yeah, just wondering how your neighbors find out. Junkyard Digs here again, breaking a cam in at 9 p.m. As is tradition.
After terrorizing the town for 20 minutes, it was finally time to bring the engine down to an idle and listen to that 268 chop.
Alright, let's see if she idles.
I will admit it took me a little while to get it tuned, and something was still goofy because I had to run way too much transfer slot, but eventually that comp cams played the song of its people. With the tune dialed in to good enough, we put the hood back on and put an air cleaner on with a custom sticker from Summit Racing. If you ask me, this budget air cleaner with a $10 sticker was the icing on the cake. This looked about as sick as the horn sounded.
It sounds like power steering.
The horn is coming to life. We're gonna make it to Texas. Test drive? Yeah. Lap around the block and then 1,000 miles. Let's do it.
So this is what we're getting to Texas in, huh?
I suppose. What do you think the lights are? There they are. Tiny little switch.
Wow, they
The
even
highs
work.
and lows work. Damn. We even have one of the two instrument cluster gauges. All right, here's the ROADKILL 1 block test. She'll do a block, she'll do a mile. She'll do a mile, she'll do 10. If she does 10, she'll do 100, and if it does 100, it'll do 1,000.
That's a lot of math. What was the first one?
That drives nice. It's slow as hell. Like the most lethargic throttle pedal I've ever felt in my life. All right, let's give her a little bit right here. I don't think the secondary's working. Wide open. We made it slower. But it sounds cool at idle unless you put it in gear.
We did it. Yay.
We're so screwed.
Alright, we're all packed up and ready to go. For once, we hope things go south fast. Things being us, and south being south. All aboard! Alright, this marks the beginning. We are at 40,782 on the odometer. Definitely a 1 or 240,000. Are you ready for this?
Heck yeah.
Let's do it. Pretty much hop on I-35 and head all the way to where we're going.
Easy as that.
Easy as that. Up to speed for the first time. The tuning did give us a little more power. I'm still not horribly convinced the air cleaner might not be hitting the secondaries or something. A linkage in there not letting it come open. The most important thing, however, we're doing 60 mile an hour with my foot just touching the gas. This seems like it is just whispering air through the engine right now, and just nice aerodynamic car doing 62 down the highway like it's absolutely nothing. And speaking of, it drives fantastic. Like,
Ow.
I can bounce Angus's head off the window pretty easily. I mean, he just
I knew it was coming and everything.
1,040 something miles left. Let's do it. Here we go.
To the interstate with a car we built ourselves.
It's falling apart already.
Oh, shit.
That first gear shudder's a little goofy, but I'm sure that'll be fine. Hang in there. Oozing up to the speed limit with that terrible gear ratio and 1-to-1 drive. And there we have it, 72. It shakes a little.
Just enough. Did we ever tighten the lug nuts?
You put them on with the impact.
Yeah.
They were like on, or they're just like...
Oh, they were on.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just like, here, don't fall off, or like drive
No,
down the road.
they were on. Some sheet, it takes up my entire field of vision. And there's no mirror. I can't do my makeup in here. This car sucks.
Wow. Yeah, you can't see it. Literally, it's just hood. Also, catalytic converter cautions. Your new General Motors vehicle is equipped with a catalytic sea turtle. Just one important element in the emission control systems installed on this vehicle. Whoops. We might have altered that. Remember that part in the beginning where I was like, this is the best part, the swivel buckets? I hate them. They're the worst part of the car. We sit so damn high. Like, I'm looking out the blue part of the windshield. Because they gave you a swivel seat, you don't get a tilt column, I guess. It's a nightmare getting in and out. And you can't put stuff behind the seat because it gets crushed every time you swivel. Not a big fan. Do we have a radio?
Yes, we do.
Oh, dude. We're set. 1,038 miles out. We got two options here. That one goes through Nebraska. They both have tolls. I'm gonna go with the non-Nebraskan option. Oh, that's not Nebraska. That's Kansas. So South Nebraska. Oh, halfway there. Living on a prayer. Not so much the first half, but definitely the second. Definitely living on a prayer. That was all you, man.
I was supposed to
yeah,
say,
that was all you.
We didn't rehearse that, so I didn't read my script all the way through.
Our first 100 miles down. 10 more times and we'll be in Texas.
Well, it's nothing.
Actually, like 5 more times we'll be in Texas. 5 more after that we'll be in the part of Texas we need to be in. Looks like we got through about half a tank, so that's 11 miles per gallon, 12.
Are you telling me this thing gets worse mileage than the 98?
Yes.
It has half the power of the 98?
Yes.
And half the legroom of the 98?
Yes. But it does have stickers on the side and swivelly bucket seats.
Half the comfort.
Hey, it could be a lot worse.
How?
We could have no windows. I don't know.
That's a good
The
point.
heat works.
These are good windows. These are some good. Just
Great,
balls out.
great windows. All right, we made it to exit 4 in Iowa. 4 miles till we're out of the state. Something smells. You smell that too?
Yeah, I smell it.
Let's pull off and check it out. Something warm and burny, but I don't. It's not oil. Kill a deer, free case of beer. Exit now.
Whoa!
What a deal! I don't see anything. Maybe it wasn't us. Well, good time to get gas, I suppose. Then we start tracking our mileage. That's freaking awesome. You know what we finally have? A pitch that says ham.
Once the tank was full, we set off on the interstate southbound into Missouri, which is one of my favorite states to drive through because of the hilarious road names.
Nice. Well, we're coming up on 300 miles. I gotta pee. Angus has to pee. We're at not even a quarter tank yet, but they got food here, so let's stop, get some food, fill her up, and see how we did on mileage.
Huh. Hopefully this isn't. What has happened? Where's it even come? Is it coming from reservoir? Did you crack? Oh, suddenly it's full of coolant. Interesting. Why?
190 miles divided by 13, 14.6. Not bad. We'll take that. Grab some food at this convenient Burger King right next to us and hit the road. All right, we've had food. Back on the road.
Well, hopefully.
Let's see if she starts. Just go like quarter throttle and crank and hope for the best. There we go.
It loved it.
She wants a ton of initial timing to run. Hates starting because of it. And we're off. All right, back on Interstate 49. We got 763 miles remaining
Is that all?
until Boner, Texas. Or sorry, Bernie. Spelled Boner with extra letters.
Where no?
With that, we put the hammer down, racing the sun to the horizon.
Angus, what's your thoughts on the Oldsmobile?
Oh, it lets a lot of sun in. I can't see. Oh, there we go. I don't know. It's familiar, yet also terrifying. Reminds me a lot of riding in an up. You know, you feel a little bit disgusted, but like kind of
Okay
at
with it?
ease.
Yeah.
Like I can do a lot of things with this. It's fine. I don't have to look at it if I'm inside it.
It drives nice.
It does drive really nice. Overall, I think this is really good.
Yeah. A giant morel mushroom.
Giant butt plug.
No.
As the sun continually crept towards the horizon, we eventually made it to an exit.
I think that's what we need. 49, that road.
Oh, you wanted me to go that way, huh?
Yeah, I wanted you to go that way.
Oh, that would have been good to know.
Yeah, well, I thought you knew we were following Highway Interstate 49.
Nobody tells me anything.
Well, this is nice. We get to enjoy the Missouri countryside. Okay, Angus, I know you don't do very good with keeping this car in a straight line for some reason, but you only got about 4 inches on each side right now.
I can tell.
You can do this. I believe in you.
I can feel the fence posts click in the mirror. Suddenly very flat and beautiful right here.
That it is. I believe we've entered the plains. And we've got 627 to go.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't make a wrong turn or anything.
Oh, Angus, there's a lot of curbs here. Be careful.
I know, there's like 5 entrances and exits. Where does that go?
That one.
This one?
This one.
You're kidding.
No.
Ah!
49. And
This
now
is
it's
not it. This is not it.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Why did it say 49? Well, at least we're going the right direction this time. I'm not gonna lie. Could have done better on all the directions. This is probably my fault.
Turn right onto South Prosperity
Oh,
Avenue.
turn right.
What?
Turn right. Turn right.
Take
you
the
should-
next right onto South Prosperity Avenue.
Yeah, take it right here.
You got.
Right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
A right, Angus. This is a left. Jesus Christ. Good God. We are never gonna make it to Texas today. Right
Take
here.
the next right, then turn left
Okay.
onto South Prosperity Avenue.
I don't think this is Prosperity Avenue.
I don't think so either. Right turn. This way.
Right. Got some neat stuff here. Let's take the dump truck instead.
Oh.
It'll handle better. I'm doing it.
We're doing it.
I'm
49.
doing it. We're doing it. We did it.
And now it's about dark. And we've got a mile. 625 miles left to go. Onward.
As the sun slipped behind the horizon, we kept the hammer down towards the toll booths of Oklahoma.
Welcome to Oklahoma. Do we have any spare change? Because there's tolls on this road.
No, it looks like we're washing dishes.
Great. $5? There's only like 5 dimes in here. I hope they have dishes at the toll booth. Oh, hey, wait a minute. That's a McDonald's Monopoly card. I was literally wondering how I would figure out what year that was from. And it says 2000 on the front as if it was the change of a millennium. So I would say last time this car was on the road was early 2000s. So all of probably 20 years, which kind of fits.
Yeah, that tracks.
And here we are, hauling ass into Oklahoma. This is just like the old Roadkill episodes. Throw a bunch of parts at a car, it runs worse, drive it across the country.
Yeah, that's about what I remember.
Living our dreams. Well, this is super convenient. The speedometer light has begun to work. We did not yesterday. The brake light still works great too.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Nature is healing itself.
As the sun set, we ventured further into Oklahoma and eventually stopped for gas.
I figured out our weird hanging idle that comes by sometimes when we stop. Our distributor vacuum advance housing has ran into the firewall and kinked the hose. Do you know what that means?
It means we're off the tooth.
It means we're actually off a tooth. The joke here is that your distributor can be literally anywhere you want as long as you make number one. The only time that you do need to move it around a tooth is if it crashes into something physically. Like that. You did exactly 200 miles. And you put in exactly 12 gallons.
What's the math on that?
16.6 repeating.
I'm the most efficient driver. Yay.
With the tank full, we hit the road once again with 555 miles remaining. Being in the passenger seat for a while gave me some time to scroll through Facebook Marketplace in Texas, and I found something.
Oh no, what did you find?
I might have found our return vessel. This thing is terrible. I
Must
love
be
it.
an AMC. You love it so much already.
No, dude.
Is that a Chevy Impala? It is. Oh my gosh. Does that have a 350 or 305?
3.8.
Well, we can't have that.
No, yeah, we could change that. Hey, there's a summer racing in Texas.
Sorry, boss. I'm going to need a couple more days of vacation.
Will it happen? We don't know. You'll have to subscribe to find out.
Maybe we V8 swap this car before we do that one. Because this, whatever's in this is not doing good.
It's running like it's healthy. There's no problems. It's not making noises. It's just
It's not making any power.
It's 120 horse. Angus, a monumental moment.
We're there?
No. We have 442 miles remaining in the 442.
Ah.
Very nice.
Good job, little car. Don't do anything stupid. Oh, yeah, that's like a long-term accident. How in the what the hell?
There was a bridge crashed.
Whoa. There was a pothole.
Oh,
I shit you
okay.
not, as big as our catalytic converter. Sea turtle.
The next chunk of miles was spent clearancing the exhaust on the rough Oklahoma roads until it was finally time to stop for supper and check all the fluids on the car. Once again, everything looked good with the exception of the coolant. We dumped our last gallon of water into the engine, refilled it with the O'Reilly spigot and a pair of pliers, and then hit the road once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're crossing the Red River into the great state of Texas. Shooting for Waxahachie. Might go a little further. We're going to just see how far we can make it tonight. Car is running excellent. We're at 41,448 miles. Still got most of a tank of gas. This thing's doing all of 60 miles a gallon. For now, it is 80 miles to Dallas.
As we got closer to Dallas, we finally got within range of one of my favorite parts of driving through Texas, the Spanish radio stations.
He ofrecido una consulta por teléfono sin costo. ¿Cuál es su recomendación?
Oh, sí, sí.
Por 6720
Ah, más bueno.
y hablamos de las...
I'm pretty sure this was a hernia cream commercial.
Mi asshole. No es bueno, señor. No es bien. Walking in a winter wonderland. But in Spanish. We'll say, stop reading the Spanish menu. I think your section needs a little more work.
Listen, it's not my fault. You gotta get the horn section figured out. I can't work like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dallas, Texas.
Got passed by Fire Me Dick Union.
Once through Dallas, we traveled south through Waxahachie and all the way down to Waco, where we stopped for the night.
Mr. Waker, welcome to Wacko. I share your sentiment, and everything hurts. Let's go to bed.
What time even is it? 12:30. We've been driving for 14 hours.
That's not bad.
I disagree.
I suspect the torque converter or something's goofed or junk. I don't know. We said it stutters in first. It actually, you can feel every single cylinder make power.
Yeah, it's fine. Good enough for what we're doing.
Good enough for government work.
Would have been better if we hadn't touched it, but...
All right. Let's go to bed. Good morning, Vietnam. How's our coolant level this morning, by the way?
It's the same as we found it at O'Reilly's.
It's half empty
It's
again?
half empty.
What? Why?
The cost of doing business, Kev.
Why does it refuse to have coolant? I'll get the water jug. You know, this thing was a suck start. The sun is out, the tank is full, the speedo is buried, and we are on the road again. What do we got left?
Let me Google it. Let me look it up on the internet.
You know what else would be fun to look up on the internet? JunkYardDigs.com, where they can check out all this sweet merch.
I was going to say you can go on Google Earth and do the flight simulator, but
Oh, yeah.
maybe. It might be gone.
Well,
Tell us in the comments if Google Earth still has the flight simulator. We were just talking about that. 1 hour, 57 minutes.
All right. I might add a little time to that. Apparently there's traffic.
1 hour, 58 minutes.
Did we ever verify the firing order?
No, and I did it, so it's probably way off. We were probably way wrong.
I was just thinking about that. I know you guys had plug length issues or wire length issues.
A little bit. I think we got it sorted out, but I don't know that I ever double checked where everything wound up landing.
Yeah, we could have like a 5.7 cross or a 3.5 cross. It kind of explain a lot of stuff, actually. We have 1 hour left, sir. 56 miles. Before we get there, though, let's find a gas station, fill this sucker up, and check the plug wires. Because the more we think about that, the more everything kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, that would be an easy fix.
I can count off this side, you count that side.
I got 4 plug wires over here still.
I got 4. Oh, well.
What?
I'm gonna go with that's probably not doing much.
Okay, that might explain our stumble at idle, or taking off.
Maybe.
Well, that'll help for sure. Having all 8 cylinders reconnected.
5 goes down.
Down around the back.
5. It's on 5.
7.
Is now connected to 7. Despite our best efforts.
And 2. Okay, well, firing order's right.
Oh, that's too bad.
We have 8 cylinders plugged in now, though. That might make a bit of a difference.
That'll help us for sure.
Let's see if she runs any better on 8. The idling gear's better. So it's, I'd say, 1/8 stronger.
Continue for 8 miles.
Not like it's actually missing a ton of power.
No?
It runs clean when it's open. I think it just needs RPM, and the rear gears in this car don't let it have RPM. It's better. It didn't fix all of our issues, but it did fix the shutter. Taking off from a stop now, the car is finally dead smooth. That means we did this entire trip on 7 cylinders. The whole thing, because it did that pulling out of the shop.
Well, just imagine how our fuel economy would have improved if we'd have been running on 8.
51 miles remaining.
Kevin, do you think we're gonna see any real cactuses here? I've never seen one before.
Really?
No, I have seen one, but I want to see another one.
Oh yeah, well you'll see cactuses here.
Yay!
There's hundreds out at the goat ranch.
Ooh, can I keep them?
You go right ahead. You gotta carry it all the way home.
Oh,
Glad we put those shocks on. The Cutlass is really coming into its own around its turns. Huzzah!
After 1,000 miles of underwhelming power, the Cutlass was finally running good, and it felt awesome flying down the Texas back roads.
Woo-wee! Man, the roads down here sure are fun. Right, Angus?
yeah.
Either way, the odometer just right now rolled over 41,800 miles, which is 1,027, I believe. 1,000 of that being on 7 cylinders, but man, I think we had the most fun on the last 10 with 8. Ooh, another turn. Oh shit, that was the turn. There goes the gate.
See, that's what you get for having fun.
Angus, look.
Oh my God! There's so many cactuses. Why?
I told you there'd be plenty here. All right, there it is, the YouTuber house at the Desperado Demolition Ranch Resort. We did it. We just drove 1,000 miles in the car that we put together in 4 days. Jesus. Let's go have some fun in Texas.
After setting our rooms up, we decided to head into town and give the car a much-deserved bath. Now looking more presentable, we headed further into town to find all of our friends. Of course, in classic Midwest style, we arrived way too early, so we just sat out front for a bit.
Dude, we look like the Sticky Bandits reincarnated. Like, we're just sitting here scoping out these houses, see who's gone for Christmas.
However, the extra time did finally give us the chance to figure out the comfortable way to sit in the swivel seats. Turns out they make for a great backseat lounge. A couple hours later, we found ourselves in a bar surrounded by friends crossing off the last step on the list. Beers in Texas.
All right, back to the goat farm.
Waiting for the things to start today. Eating some donuts on the car, and Angus realized, hey, we're missing a lug nut. Oh, wow.
They're kind of loosey-goosey.
Well, maybe that's our wobble. Maybe we'll have everything fixed on this car. We did a little tuning on it yesterday. Now it runs fantastic. Starting to wonder if the old snap-on impact was a little low on battery. Holy hell.
I can't believe we made it here with 4 tires on.
I think that lug nut was on when we left. I bet it vibrates way less now.
Either that or way more, now that we've bent that rim into the shape of not tight.
Eventually, the range day, which was the whole reason we came down here, kicked off, and we had a ton of fun shooting really unique weapons. We also got the opportunity to try to make the Hummer, which was shot to hell by everyone on the firing line, run again. If you guys want to see that, check out last week's video. After a full day on the range, we had some beers with the Australians who were staying at the Goat Ranch as well. These guys were absolutely awesome and instant friends.
Thanks for the beers, mate.
Cheers, big ears.
So this is Matt
Howdy.
and
Sammy.
these guys are from the Explore Life channel.
Yes, sir.
You guys can check that out right here on YouTube.
Yep. Anything adventure, full driving, fishing, camping, spearing, drinking beers, having a good time.
Hell yes, I'm all about that. They've got this sick rig. They're staying outside in our lawn. Well, we permit it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
But these guys have been a total hoot to hang out with, so make sure you check out their content. For now, let's drink some beer.
Appreciate it. Let's drink a lot of beer.
A hydration session, if you will.
I guess the goats.
What goats? Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
those goats.
We tried to catch them last time, but we didn't get them.
Maybe you just needed more numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We filtered them through the buildings, and if we caught one, we were going to put it underground for 8 hours and then eat it.
That night we went out for more beers in Texas with all the other influencers and had a blast. As it turns out, we wound up with a small group of Iowans down there, which was good because we needed someone to show these guys how to drink beer and play cornhole. We figured we could use Angus to show him how to dance, but apparently they had that figured out already.
Apparently the Texans might do it a little different.
Apparently, you boys know how to dance.
No, just that one.
Just Angus.
Yeah, just Angus. Just the whacker.
Eventually the bar ran out of things that resembled Busch Light, and it was time to rope in our wild Angus and go home. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Are you ready to go home?
Yeah, I gotta find a cactus first.
With that, I suppose it's time we pack up, say goodbye to our Australian buddies, and hit the road. Ready?
Can we zip tie this to their truck first?
Here we go. Camper or truck? Truck. Alright. See you boys. Ready?
Ready.
1,000 miles home. Bit of a pit stop in between though, I suppose, eh?
Yeah, I guess you could call it
It's
that.
about Cooper, Texas, if I remember right. Let's go find ourselves another car to drive home. Doubling up on this one. Honk, 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 honk. Horn doesn't work. Onward into the fog. I mean, right now the odometer's at 41,950. Just shy of 1,200 miles on this already.
Shoot.
Yeah, I guess we drove it down here more than I thought. We ran through a whole tank.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
We should probably change the oil in this
We
thing.
should probably change the oil in this thing. For the next few hours, it was nothing but back roads and B-roll as we made our way north through the great state of Texas. Yeah, about 100 miles in, gas stop. How are things looking?
I checked the oil. We're full. The oil looks pretty good. Trans fluid looks good. Pop the radiator. It keeps going down quite a bit. It keeps dropping down to about here.
It's getting out of the cap somehow, which is really weird. Like, why is there so much pressure in there? Got a little oil leak there. It's about the only one I can see. Not too concerning. You can really tell when you put that extra 100 pounds of clothes in the back. Apparently, this thing becomes quite anemic once again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That rear gear is killing us. We could use a little lighter weights on the springs, but for the most part, we're good. Top everything off and keep moving. Back on the road once again, we kept chipping away on the miles left remaining till Dallas, Texas. Nice.
Very nice.
Coming up on 1,500 miles total for the trip, about 150 from our last gas stop. We're gonna adjust fire and land at the Summit Racing store in Dallas, Texas, because I really want to go there and check out the scratch and sniff section and just, see the store and give them thanks for all the parts they donated for this build. Remember, we've been kicking ass this whole time because of Summit Racing and the parts they provided. 69 more miles.
Nice.
I think it was somewhere around here I suddenly received a notification on my phone. The Australians had found our little present.
Driving along, I'm like, why does it sound like I've run over a cow? I wonder who did this. On you, boys. That's a good stitch up. I reckon we might keep that one.
Hey, wait a second. The turn indicator to left started working.
Really?
Take the next right onto Farm to Market
Why
Road
did you check
917
that?
East.
Why don't you mind your own fucking business?
I told you to turn right. Turn right. Hey, the left indicator started working. We're never gonna get there.
Jesus, I knew you said turn left. You might as well have said turn around.
I didn't say turn left. I said turn right.
Oh.
Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summit Racing in Dallas, Texas. This is a big bastard. Holy hell. You ever been to a Summit Racing store?
I have not.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be awesome. Oh, dude, this whole damn thing is a scratch and sniff. Oh my God, we're gonna be here for hours. I thought this was a normal one. We've just stumbled upon the mother lode. They have literal engines.
We might need one of those.
Dude, look at the deals. Look at the deals here, folks. Look at the price reductions. This is incredible. Oh my lordy. What you got? Is that 2-barrel? Yep. Ooh. Dude, 150 bucks? That might have to come on with us. We should probably get a cart. We should probably buy a truck.
Yeah, might as well. I wonder if they have on my clearance here.
Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Tilt column would
Tilt
be nice.
column would be nice. Look at them all.
I have no idea which one fits that car. We've got clutches, we've got flywheels, we've got springs, we've got headers, heads, carburetors. Good Lord, this is amazing. This is stuff you cannot find on the website, don't believe. You gotta go check these out in person. And going to the Summit store, by the way, is just something you should do. This is so cool. This one in Dallas specifically has an area just for scratch and dent. It's the only one that has that. They all have a small area, but this one has a big area. All right, that went pretty damn well. Now we figure out how to put it all in there. Well, our quarters inside the car have become a little cramped. Someone bought a bunch of shit.
Weird.
I love the scratch and sniff section. Let's go find a motel for the night, eh?
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, she sounds good cold. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Are you ready to leave Dallas?
Oh, yes.
Me too.
Yes.
Either way, we have too much stuff in the car, so obviously we need to distribute the weight.
Of course. We don't want to overload these springs.
No, exactly.
This is Dad's car.
Yeah. So we need another car to put stuff in. Let's go find one. Some very interesting billboards down here. I feel like this should be a scenic Terry Redland painting. Rodeo goat overlooking the lake.
Put it into ChatGPT.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let me throw it into an AI quick. That's what we're looking for.
If that's not a rodeo goat overlooking the lake, I don't know what is.
Eat your heart out, Bob Ross. All right, we're a half mile out. We've made it to our destination, Paris, Texas. It's time to pick up a second car, fix that sucker, pray to God the motor holds together, and drive it all the way back home to Iowa.
Your destination is on the right.
Well, that's a unit. Let's go buy it.
If you're excited to see this one, worry not. The Impala is going to be its own video coming out in a week or so. Make sure you guys subscribe to see that because it is going to be a hilarious video. This thing fought us tooth and nail and made for one hell of a trip. I don't want to give away too many spoilers for that video, so let's fast forward to doing an oil change on the 442 at an O'Reilly's later that night.
Yeah, we might have been a quart low.
Buddy, I think we were like 2 quarts low.
Which is weird, because last time we checked it, it was totally fine. I do see some oil dripping down that filter over there. There's a quart in the oil filter.
That too, but we're not even halfway up the bucket. That would explain the low oil light if we stopped too fast.
Yep. It wasn't an RPM problem. All right, well, get some fresh oil in here.
A few hours later, after the sun had set, we were finally back on the road, gunning for the Texas border.
Well, we just crossed the Red River, which means we are finally not in Texas anymore. Oklahoma. And the speed limit's immediately lower, but I'll take it, because that thing can't do 70 anyway. Let's get home. The smoke is so bad. There it is, Fayetteville, Arkansas, in all of its beauty. The old Cutlass pushing almost 1,900 miles. Good Lord. We're gonna be well over 2,000 on this trip. Oh, home sweet home for the night. Hell yes. Alright, let's go get some shut-eye, come back in the morning for one last day in the 442 before we can shut this whole thing down. See you guys then. Man, I'm tired. Ah yes, morning time once again. Today is the last day. I pray to God. We start our day where we left off last night in the hotel parking lot. This morning, however, I go to check the fluids, and once again, the radiator's half empty, but this time, there's a big coolant puddle under the car. This is new. It is under, like, the heater core, but the heater core lines all look fantastic. I don't know what that's from. Whatever it is, at this point, we've proven that just filling that every morning gets us through an entire day of driving, so I'm going to do that again and worry about the rest later. 450 miles left to go this morning. Let's get back on the road. All right, here we are, back on the road once again. Odometer reads 42,669 miles. As far as the car goes, still running good. Still got that little bit of a wheel shake. Still got an exhaust leak. Same problems we've had since the beginning. All right, let's keep moving. I am so excited to get home. All right, we've had to change course a little bit because of that car. You'll You'll see why in that video. It's going to be a very good video. Last night, Angus all hopped up on oil fumes with some of the funniest stuff I've ever filmed. And today, it's just calamity. So check that out next week right here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to see when that comes out. As for now, we are headed up on back roads towards Kansas City.
For the rest of the trip to Kansas City, the Cutlass was the least of our concerns, and most of the cameras were focused on the impending doom the Impala was facing. 200 miles later, we were both back in the Cutlass, eager to point it north for the last time and make that final push home.
Angus,
Hi.
you're back. You ready to go home?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Oh, hell. Here we are. The return trip, Mr. Gus. Whee! The last 227 miles. Jesus Lord.
The last melon.
3.5 hours. Let's make it happen. It was funnier the first time.
Oh yeah.
With somewhere around 150 miles left to go, we stopped one last time to fill up on gas.
Oh, hell. One last fuel up.
I suppose so.
What's our odometer at over there, E?
Oh, let's see. We're at 43,001 miles.
43? That's 2,300 miles. Ready to begin. 2,350 miles later, we roll back into the greatest state in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iowa. Yeehaw! We're finally almost home-ish. We've got like 113 miles to go.
You're also a dark smudge.
I am.
Look at you. You sure have changed on this trip. You learned a lot.
What? Let's put the hammer down, crank her up to 85, and get the hell home.
And that is exactly what we did. I put my foot down and we blew past Osceola clear into Des Moines. Although I can't leave out the part where Angus did fall asleep for a little bit. That was fun. Either way, next thing we knew, we were bombing down the last bit of highway with home finally in our sights.
Holy shit, Angus, look it. It's the pole light. It's the pole light to me house, Morty. It's been 8 days.
We did
What's
it.
that noise? Are we overheating?
Might be
I
overheating.
think we might be overheating.
Well, that's fine. It can overheat in the driveway while we go to bed.
Yeah. I've been like meaning to stop and check the coolant, but oh yeah, no, it's got a hot light on.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that was an option.
Cool, that works. Well, that's okay because guess what? We're home. Angus, by God, we've done it.
What did we do?
Oh no, it's not hot anymore. Never mind.
Oh, it did be steamy though.
We just drove 2,460 miles and pulling in the driveway, we finally ran out of coolant. Holy shit. Man, what a trip.
You don't think it was those jogs of doing 80 down the back roads, was it?
Nah, still can't figure out what the hell that cooling problem is.
I'm thinking that it's going to make itself much more apparent now. Holy Hannah.
I'm sure it's fine.
That'll
It's
work
an
itself out.
Yeah, it's an Oldsmobile. They don't give a shit. Find our mystery leak. That's not coming from where it should be coming from.
No, it's all coming from back by the intake gasket.
Wasn't that where we had a leak during the break-in and I couldn't see anything?
Well, that was for sure.
Turns out it never went away. I'm glad we figured that out 2,400 miles later. Well, there you have it, folks. That is a 2,400-mile road trip, roadkill style. And what better way to end it than that right there. Angus, thank you very much for your help this week. What a week it has been. Thank you to Matt, Brandon Herrera, all those guys down there that invited us down for the range day. Thank you to everyone that helped us on the trip. And thank you to Summit Racing for sponsoring all the parts we needed to fix the car. From the looks of it, we might need to get a couple more. We'll see you guys right here next week for another episode of Junkyard Digs. For now, we're going to bed. Peace.
Did we ever finish the list?
No. I never crossed off beer in Texas.
Oh,
took it with us.
We crossed that off.
There it is. Well, that fixes the radiator problem. And Dad's car is totally done.
Golly.
All right, well, throw that on quick, run it, get some cool water through everything, calm it all down, and go to bed. Well done, sir.